Hello everyone, this is Mike, the Iron Mike 123, and I have a new posting today, and this one's 2012 Mike's Ark to Knowledge. This is a story I've put together through time studying all these happenings on our Earth here, and past, present, and what I can see as a future. And I'll just carry on here and get right down to her. Okay, so I'm going to start off right around Noah. Noah and his family, as we know, built the ark, and Noah himself lived between 800 and 1,000 years old. Now that's freaking amazing. How do you live that long? Okay. And he was a very big man too. Some accounts in the Bible, he was a big man. I mean, 7+, big guy. And we know that Noah, in order to get all the information that he did in order to get the ark built and specifications, he talked to God. Or he talked to definitely somebody in charge of what was happening, right? Or in the knowledge of what was going to happen. So he talked to God or an alien boss. And he took on the task of moving this agenda to the future, right? So, yeah, okay, I guess. Who are we trying to convince here, eh? This is this new hidden history we seem to be finding all over the place through all our ancient monuments, etc. Anyways, I'll carry on here. So this new agenda carried to the future, and so you're going, hence the new age, right? A new plan, or and a new race, because I'm going to get back to that part a little bit later. Okay, let's go on, talk about Noah just a little bit more, so we can get more of a grasp of what he was up to in this transformation of stuff. Okay, so Noah built the ark, and I postulate that this was a science vessel. There was a lot of things done in his time, according to ancient literature, that things weren't quite the way we've been led to understand it. And they've actually found, well, they think they found Noah's Ark, and yeah, great big huge wooden vessel parked way up high in the mountains. And I don't think it wasn't on Mountain Ararat. It was a mountain fairly close to it, but regardless, that's all on YouTube, etc. So we carry on. He's got this vessel, right? And he's going to transport all these animals, millions of different pairs of animals. I got a hard time with that. I mean, do you understand, just seeing the ark there, if that's what it was, there's no way he's putting all them animals in there. So I perceive, I'm thinking it's more of a DNA transfer to this new world after the flood. Okay. And so a DNA transfer of all the species of the world that they wanted to transfer. Okay. And then of course we have Noah's bloodline and his family, right? These would be the rulers of this new world. And and I postulate also that there wasn't just these animals and Noah. I believe that there was this human race that they brought along with them, right? And I'll tell you more about that in a bit. So, yeah, so they brought all this. They, you know, sea life and animals on the land and stuff like this, and the flood come along and wiped. Well, I would say it wiped just about all off, right? There's some stuff in the seas and the waters that'll survive. Maybe there's land creatures, I believe, too, that have survived this cataclysm. What do you say? Maybe between 9 and 7,000 years ago. And I'll go on to state more about that too here in a sec. So anyway, so if you understand that this flood happened and they forced this new DNAs of animals and what they wanted. Cool, whatever. So then I'm also going to say that if we look at what survived the flood itself in remnants that we're finding around this earth now, like Bigfoot, Yeti, Abominable Snowman, that guy, Loch Ness Monster, Ogopogo, all ancient sea creatures, or the ancient life, right? The condor. I mean, there's all kinds of ancient or creatures found in the ocean too that aren't that are prehistoric. There's some fish in China there, or Japan, off the shores of Japan, that are very prehistoric. Very. If you ever look it up. So yeah. So okay. So there are creatures that did survive, I believe, and that's cool. Great. Right on. We do have some of the original ancient creatures still inhabiting the earth, and so I'm gonna leave that for a bit. So they say the old world was, you know, 9 to 7,000 years ago, because our history goes back to approximately 6,700 years ago, when the Babylonian Empire started. And what we'll find in that Babylonian Empire was a lot of firsts, right? A huge amount of firsts. Phenomenal amount. We're saying math and science and schooling and music and law and discipline and you know, all of a sudden this stuff just pops up. Now I would say it was contrived, not popped up, because this was put in place to portray this new world that was created by the creator? I don't think so. Not by the creator as we think of a creator. This is probably not quite as big, like a little tiny dot compared to that. Regardless. Okay, so carry on here. We have the first, right? All the math, science, music, blah, 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 laws, discipline, and the capacity, right? The capacity of knowledge. And that was huge, because according to history, it was all caveman. And all of a sudden we're Babylonian, with all these rules, regulations, and things put in place in order to control. Okay, so are we missing something here? All of a sudden we're manipulated totally right from the get-go? And I'm going to go on to bring this in a little closer, because I think yes. And I'll show you why. So this is where Zecharia Sitchin and others work, deciphering the Babylonian and Sumerian tablets come in. And they go on to tell a story that is pretty amazing, of this ancient alien race that come down to mine and prosper from the world's minerals and resources. And they go on to say that this alien race, through a certain amount of time, managed to genetically modify the pre-hominid, caveman, whatever, and in the end came up with a usable product in order to help them mine the earth, right? Gaia.
I love you, Gaia.
Thank you, baby. So, okay, we're miners. We're probably pretty good at it too, from past history's findings, and I'll get on to a little bit of that later too. So we'll find that, you know, we're dominated by this ancient alien race that was here to rule and to get what they needed from the earth, with an overwhelming control and a bloodline that seems to be intact from the very start, right, as it carries on up through time, carefully portrayed to be rulers. Starting to click here, eh? Okay, we're gonna go to page 2 of 4. Hopefully I'll get all this in on one whack here. I'm gonna do a little longer one than I normally would, trying to keep it all together. So, if you understand that, well, if you come close to understanding that this was done, and then try to put in religion into this, and understanding religion and what it does, and how it was made, and who made it, right? I, where, who, when, all those important questions. So we're finding that this religion was started approximately 400 years after Christ's killing, after they crucified him on the cross for trying to portray a knowledge to the human race that would distract from the ongoing dictation and tyranny. Sounds a lot like today. So, yeah, okay, he's trying to wake us via light, via knowledge, via understanding, by perception, soul and spirit, right? Not the twisted portrayal of what the Romans, 400 years after they crucified him, put in the Bibles of the Old Testament, right? So something like 22 priests and between 40 and 57 books were took in order to portray this, having Christ portray God in the book of priests and other books, to make what you need to keep us, we the people, in control, right? I mean, if you go back, touch off in the Babylonian days, the very beginning of that, in the Bible and ancient texts and stuff like this, you'll find that we, the people, are amazing, are utterly amazing. And this was actually pre-Christ, right? Very pre-Christ. 4,500 years approximately pre-Christ. That is an awfully long time. So we're finding in the Bible about the Babylonian days, etc., when they, the people, according to the Bibles and these ancient texts, built this massive structure in order to go take a look up in the clouds and see what the bosses were up to. You know? Because, well, if you watch ancient arts and stuff like this, and listen to the Bible, there's ancient crafts. There's crafts in the Bible. Call it spacecraft, right? Just to make it easy. So now we got these all us people, we the people, all talking one language and contriving to understand where they are going. In order for us to understand that, we're building this huge tower of I forget the Tower of Babylon. I'm sure that's what it was. That's what it was called. Anyways, so we're trying to get up there to find out what's going on. And of course they see this happening, and they go on to state in the Bible and other texts that we must separate the people, give them different languages, disassociate them, so they can't contrive to exceed at whatever they put their minds to, right? Or amazing, or utterly amazing, especially given free will. Okay, so yeah, holy cow. So now I'm going to turn back the clock for a moment or so, okay? Oh yeah, I love this part. Okay. So yeah, we've got the alien race, and they come to here and they start changing the tongues after they've manipulated a man to do their hard work. In manipulating them, they also added some DNA strand that connects them to their type of existence. So in order to understand that, I'm saying that Zacharias Sitchin and etc. go on to state that they were mining gold and silver. This is their most important minerals they were looking for, among a few others, and that this gold was their food. They were looking for monatomic gold. That is the white powder gold, single atom, or a small cluster of atom. It comes in a white powder. And then you go on to the Egyptian days and see that this white powder in the Egyptian days was a pyramid. And it was used for the priests and kings, queens, very echelon of the society, in order to be enlightened, to be excelled. It adds, I believe it adds a lot to the conductivity of your spirit, body, soul, your holistic being, right? So yeah, so then you go on and they have this stuff they want from us. And this gold also is portrayed as being an atmosphere repairer of their planet. So it holds a lot of amazing properties. And then you go on to see the David Hutchinson's findings in this monatomic gold and the properties. Amazing properties this stuff has. And I feel we are connected to it through this manipulation. And it seems to resonate with our body's functions, which is pretty cool. But it's not the true way to find the light, or the 0 point, or the ascension, or not the 0 point. Actually, that's where you will find 0 point. In other words, no meaning until given attention. meaning portraying something into it, what you expect out of it, right? The feedback. If you understand how this monatomic element works, you get feedback. Yeah, when it's put into you, you can transport your spirit, your soul, to another understanding, putting it simply. Okay, so yeah, we're going on there. That's getting pretty wild. That's quite a story, guys. But I love it. It makes so much sense compared to what we've been fed. And a lot of people are portraying the same story all over the internet. I mean, they're pieces and parts of it, and some people have put it together also and feel it resonate with them. It makes a lot of common sense to me. And I'm a common sense man, as I believe the general population of the world is. You know, we're all the same. Yet no, we're all different, but we are together. We are the only breed of us, right? So I'm going to put a little twist into this one too. Because the way I see it, if these ancient mammals and sea creatures, etc., made it through into our new world, and as I postulate, it's the Yeti, Bigfoot, etc. I'm gonna stick on that Bigfoot for a second. So I'm gonna try to connect a dot here. So we have the ancient hominid, and his brain was known to be 1/4 to 1/3 the size of ours. Does that make sense? Why would we have a smaller brain than them? Because they're considerably smarter or intelligent, however you want to portray that. And from that, this Bigfoot carries up through into our time now, because they were very bright, instinctively bright. Their brain, well, figure it out. It's bigger, works better. We see that everywhere. Bigger works better. And yeah, so that makes Bigfoot our cousin. Isn't that cool? That's the way I see it. There are are other things you can kind of read into that. You can say, well, maybe the Anunnaki did manipulate that gene also. But for the time being, that works for me. They're our cousins. We're close, man. We're all here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah or no? What do you think? Starting to fill out some of the gaps we've been left with, it seems, through time, through what we've been told, through the conspiracies and the distrust they set in our civilization. And well, I believe even these chemtrails nowadays have a big role in what's going on, and not in portraying the good, but the deception and in order to keep this ascension we seem to be going into. I mean, I see everything going like that, man. She's just going faster and faster and faster. Things are happening quicker and quicker and quicker, right? And they seem to be trying to get it, if you want to work the pyramid from their side backwards, they're working faster and faster and faster to try to get control of everything. Everything. Take this to a few twists. You got everything that you know, even today, even as I see it. And I mean, I'm considerably farther past this than what we're talking about. And everything has been a matrix of contortion. Keanu Reeves should play this part. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same, but it is exactly the same. Something other than we have got us here. Okay, well, I see I've just about knocked off a 30-minute live show from Mike's place, from Mike's Knowledge. I think we'll find it's not Mike's, it's everybody's. Only in the light we'll see all of it. And I see it coming through loud and clear. There's going to be no contorting this. They tend to keep these chemtrails up there to keep us dumbed down in order to, and keep the TV on and keep the politics a-going, to try to deceive us in the reality of their world, where this other ascension world is creeping up on us fastly, very fast. And we're going to get to a 0 point here soon, where all this, as long as you understand it, can help us. If you don't understand it and you're not following this and you're sitting back on the couch, working your job, doing your thing, man, I know we all do that, right? But we gotta see the light here, because the light is from Jesus, from the knowledge he was portraying to us in order to bring us through the light. Back then he was trying to, I'm sure he was trying to actually stop what was going on by getting his light into the people, his knowledge. Hi, kitty. You just come through the window. So, yeah, that's kind of the way I'm seeing it up to date. But we're going to go a lot further this later in videos. But yeah, so we must talk soon. Hey everyone, we all should talk, because it's all these connections that make everything, and that's where I found it all. We all talk, and we keep putting this together, all of it. And it keeps going further and further and further until we see what we see now. And when we think further and further into past this time, it gets considerably easier for us because of the knowledge. The knowledge. And yeah, symbolism seems to play a big role in this bloodline too, all throughout histories. And their beliefs and the portrayal of what they see, right? Okay. Give everybody a big hug. There you go, everyone. Oh, my love to y'all, man. My love to y'all. We the people. We're it. We're the only it. And our cuz. Don't forget our cousin, man. Okay, thanks everybody. This is Mike. I'll talk to you soon.